Hello, this came off the loom about 10 minutes ago. No exaggeration. I cut it off the loom, I brought it out to show you. So I haven't even trimmed the fringes to the same length yet. So they need a trim, they need twisting, it all needs finishing off. So I'll show you the length. It is just shades of blue on a blue warp, and I'll show you the yarn in a second. This should have been a one-day project because it's quite a chunky yarn. I'll hold that up a little bit so you can see. It's quite a thick yarn. It didn't take long to weave. Should have done it in a day. Absolutely didn't. The wheels have continued to fall off, but I am, I'm trying to reclaim a little bit of crafting time. So this is not done. It needs the fringes twisted and it needs wet finishing, but I'm really pleased with how it's come out so far. I love that shifting blue. And I mean, I can't take any credit for that. That's the yarn. I can take credit for this bit where I matched up the colours really well though. Well done me. So the yarns in this are in my bag. So the warp is Patterns Baby Dreamtime Merino 4-ply. So I did this on a 10 dent heddle. So that's got some fabric stuck to it. So that's just that sort of, I was going to say dusty blue, but it's not really a dusty blue. It's just a sort of middling blue. It's a medium blue. It's very soft because it's merino. And then for the weft, I've got this, this is what's left of it, plus quite a lot still on the shuttle. And that is, I've got the label, another Patterns one, and that is Sierra Chunky, which is a wool and acrylic blend. So I've got the merino, I've got the wool and acrylic blend. So this already actually has a home, because I was talking to a friend on Facebook about a market that I've got coming up, and she said, what do you sell? I said, I sell my weavings. She said, oh, that's interesting. I said, what's your favourite colour? She said, blue. I said, bingo. Sorted. So once this is finished, this can go to my friend. I just need to do the fringe. Oh, that's the other thing I've done on this, is these little end bits, which I'll just show you properly. That's not properly. If I turn it round so the ends aren't there, then we're a little bit more professional. So these little end bits are just the warp thread as a kind of bookend to the scarf. And the reason I do that when I use chunky yarns, if I'm using a chunky yarn with a thin warp, had to think about that, I told you the wheels had fallen off, then it's a little bit difficult to hem stitch because you get quite a, just a big sort of uncomfortable clunky hem stitch. So I like to do a little bit of the finer yarn at the ends just to make the hem stitching a bit nicer, and I just like the way it looks. So I do that, I generally do that with my chunkier yarns just to give it a little bit of a more polished finish, because I'm all about the polished finishes, as you can tell. Now, future plans. The little loom, by the way, still is in progress. I haven't made any progress on that since the last time I showed you. I will get to it. I am enjoying it. I think it's just the yarn is so fine and it's taking so long, hello Chook, that it's just kind of not the instant gratification that I need right now. So I'm using some big yarns so that I can feel like I've achieved something. But future plans, speaking of things that are going to take a long time, which I kind of sort of was. All right, we're going to rewind. We're going to go back about 4 years, 5 years, maybe 6 years, I don't know. I can't remember. I could look it up. It's not relevant. Anyway, a while ago, a long while ago, not that long, I made a bohemian hippie cardigan. And it took me months. And it's massive. I'll show you how it came out. It's not supposed to be this big. It's not supposed to be this long. It's not supposed to be this wide. It's generally, broadly speaking, very oversized. And the reason for that is because when I bought the pattern, the yarn that the pattern called for, which is Deborah Norville's Serenity Garden, I can remember that. There's so many things I can't remember in my day-to-day life, but I can remember that. And that at the time was going to cost me about $30 a ball to get into Australia. And it needed 12 or 14 balls or something like that. And I just went, oh, that's financially ruinous. So I substituted yarn. I substituted the wrong weight of yarn. So it came out much bigger than it needed to. It came out much bigger than it should have. And I kind of knew that, I think, when I was about a third of the way through. I thought, I've made a mistake here. But then there was that sunk cost thing where I'd gone, well, I've spent so many hours on this, I'm just going to finish it. And now I've never worn it. It's in a drawer. What I need to do is find someone who's taller than me who can wear it without it scraping on the ground, and they can have it. But I was looking for something in my Instagram the other day and I found that photo and I thought I would love to make another one of those in a more wearable size. So I have made, speaking of financially ruinous decisions, I have made a financially silly decision and ordered quite a lot of yarn to make another one with, which I think is going to work better because I think I've substituted, if not the exact same weight, then a slightly finer yarn, but with a 5mm crochet hook, it'll work out fine, I think. We'll find out. It's in a parcel, it's on its way, except it's not. I've just checked, and it's still waiting to be collected by the delivery people, international sign for delivery people. So when that gets here, then I've got a massive project that's not going to be finished by the end of winter. It's not really a winter cardigan. I'll say that anyway. It's more sort of a decorative cardigan. So it's fine whenever it gets finished. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I would estimate a few months because I am a slow crocheter. But that is what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to getting 3.2 kilometres of yarn, which should be enough. It should be more than enough. But the yarn that I've chosen will look good on the loom, so if I have any left over, it'll be fine. So I'll show you that yarn when it arrives. I'm very excited about it and a bit impatient. And I'm excited to get started on printing out the pattern for this piece, which is, I think, from memory, 72 pages. Something like that. I remember it being quite a book to carry around. So we'll see how I get on with that. But that is all I have for you this week. Just this one little finished project. And I've got some more yarn to put on the loom. But we will see how I get on. So hopefully I will see you next week with this finished, wet finished, fringes twisted. Show you the actual fringes for that bit. Professional. And ready to go. And I am ready to go, and I'm going to go inside. You take care of yourself. Have a lovely rest of your week. And I will see you soon. Bye for now.